Have you ever had an idea that you knew was a good idea until you spoke to somebody? You asked someone, whether it was your parent, your spouse, your friend, your coworker, and they convinced you that your idea is not a good idea. And since they convinced you, you're like, yeah, you're right, it's not a good idea. But then a year later or 2 years later or sometime later, someone else capitalizes and acts on that idea. They have the same idea like you, and boom. Inspiration with Dr. Katz. I'm going to explain to you how to vet and know if the person you're sharing your idea with is the right person to share it with. And it's so important because the wrong person will discourage you, will tell you you're not good enough, you don't have the talent, it's not going to work. Where the right person will give you the guidance, or at least the insight that this you could really do something with this, no matter what it is. And at the end of this video, I will share with you a resource of someone really good at this, someone really good who spends time helping people, guiding them, giving really quality advice. So if you have any questions about this, or you had a situation where somebody gave you advice for your idea and it was wrong, write down in the comments, please. So I want to first start with, the first time I sang in public, I shared that video with somebody, and someone called me up, and he called me up. He's like, "Hi, Shmuly, you shouldn't sing. You shouldn't sing." I told him, "Oh, I'm gonna be singing on the weekend." He said, "You shouldn't sing. You shouldn't sing. Whoever told you that you're good is just trying to make you feel good. You're terrible. You'll never be successful." Like he said, "Listen, I'm telling you because I care about you, and I don't want you. The people which are telling you that is because they're trying to make you feel good. They think that they're doing you a favor. Really, they're hurting you." And it really hurt me a lot. Not because he hurt my feelings, but like, I don't know. So I think it's important. I didn't listen to him, just so you should know. I continued, and he actually called me up 2 weeks ago, and he's like, "Wow, the song you just put out is really amazing. Wow." He's like, "I listened to it twice. It's amazing." So what really happened, and why did he tell me not to sing? Not to get into it. And let's start with the singers. Because we're going to go on the topic of singing. So, for example, Elvis Presley is a pretty successful singer in his career. I mean, the most anyone had of top 100 hits is Drake, which he has like 200 and something, I believe. And he has 100. Elvis Presley has 100, which is pretty good. It's pretty up there. But when he started his career, when Elvis Presley started his career, before he even started his career, we know that he was 14 years old in school. His music teacher gave him a C. That's below average. That's a C on music. And the comment she wrote there was, had no aptitude for singing. I mean, later in his life, he had an audition, and they said they failed him because they said he has lack of talent. After he performed at Nashville's Grand Ole Opry, the concert hall manager tells Elvis Presley, "You're better off being a truck driver because you're never gonna make it as a singer." And we know that it wasn't true. Well, I mean, obviously not everybody is going to be a singer. And sometimes, if somebody tells you the truth that, you think you have a good voice, or you're good at singing, you're good at something, and someone tells you, "Oh, you shouldn't do it," that could be really good advice. Like, therefore, that's what we're going to discuss today. Like, how do I know if it's good advice? It really depends who you're speaking to. You have to vet the right person. When you have the right person, they will be able to tell you, if it's because of other reasons, and or if you should continue going into it to get better at it. There's a bunch of singers we go through. I'm not going to go through all of them. Some of them are older, some of them are newer. But all these singers, what's the common denominator was, or is that they were initially told, some even multiple times, that they will not be successful singers. And it's not just about singers. It's really about anything in any career. There are people that are going to tell you you're not good at it. And the question is, how do I vet those people? And the way I see it is that, there's this really cool essay called Acres and Diamonds. And I'm not going to get into it in length right now. But the idea of Acres and the Diamonds is that, when you look at a diamond, there was actually once a father that wanted to teach this lesson that I'm trying to bring out in this video tonight. Try to teach it to his son. And he opened his drawer and he took out this stone. And he tells his son, how much do you think this stone is worth? And son, it's a rock. What could it be worth? Who would even pay for it? He said, okay, listen to me. Take the stone, go to the marketplace. Go to the marketplace, hold up the stone. If anyone asks you for a price, you just put up your 2 fingers. So he goes to the marketplace, thinking in his mind, my father's crazy. Who's going to pay? Who's going to pay even a penny or a half a penny for this worthless stone? He goes there, he's holding it, and this woman, it smells like chickens, and this really poor woman comes by and she sees the glint of the sun and the diamond. And she says, oh, how much are you want for this? So he picked up his 2 fingers. She said, oh, $2. That's a good price. I'll take it. But he wanted to sell it. $2 for a worthless stone? But he remembered what his father told him, so he did not sell it. Came back home panting and says, Daddy, why did you tell me to sell it? I could have made $2. He said, hey, hold your horses. Relax, young grasshopper. And he said, let me ask you something else. I want you to go to the Borsa where they sell stones. And he goes there and he shows it to the gem dealer. The gem dealer puts in his glass and looks at it. And he looks at it, wow, perfect glint, no scratches, grade A diamond. And he says, how much do you want? The kid puts 2 fingers and the gem dealer says, oh, you want $200 for this? And the kid is like, he's going nuts. He's going nuts. He wants to sell that diamond right away. He doesn't know before these people would realize and change their mind. I don't know what's up with them. But Dad said not to, so he controlled himself. Went back and said, Dad, $200. And said, yeah, don't worry. Now go to the specialty jeweler who specializes in rare diamonds all the way from another country across the ocean. Very rare diamonds. And he comes to this guy, and the guy, puts on his special glass and looks at it, and he asks, how much do you want? And the kid puts up 2 fingers, and he says, oh, all you want is $200,000? That's a good deal. I'll buy it right now. This kid's going nuts. He doesn't know what to do. He goes back to his father, and his father's like, listen, let me explain to you something. Whenever something, you have value, just because somebody doesn't recognize your value doesn't mean that your value is any less or more. But the moral of the story is that there's 2 things. Number one is you need to go to someone who knows the diamond, knows the material. Whether it's a diamond, whether it's a car, whether it's singing, whether it's your aptitude. You need to go to someone that could see, even if you're just rough on the sides, like rough at the edges, could see that you have the talent and the skill to make it if you'll be cut down and polished. Some people are cut down and polished and they're not going to become a singer. They won't be successful. They won't be successful as a car dealer or a salesman. They won't be successful as a psychologist. Every person needs to find out their own aptitude. But it's important to vet out those people. So I heard a nice line from someone who's giving me guidance with my music arrangement. And his guidance was, accept everybody's opinion. Everyone has 2 cents to give you. What you want to do is accept from the regular people their opinion. This is their feedback. This is what they're telling you. But if you want to change something, ask a professional. You have to ask somebody in the field that's a professional, that's doing this for a long time, and could really, really, really zoom in and could really take the chaff from the kernel. Take what's irrelevant from what's relevant and see if this is something that's workable. Could I plant the seed and a tree, an acorn tree will grow? Or is it just a rock and it won't grow? And that's really the difference. So a really good resource that I'm going to put in the description below is Kevin Colman. He has a really cool show. I think it's every day, 12 o'clock. That's 12 p.m. He gives really good advice. You could call in. There's a live show every day, 12, and there's also videos. Please comment about your ideas, whether it's a business idea, hobby idea, something really you want to change the world, to give your gift to the world. Let me know in the comments below.